Welcome back to Coding Depth. In the previous video, we have seen index routes. In this video, we will see dynamic routes or accessing URL parameters in React Router. What are dynamic routes or URL parameter? Let us say you have order detail page and the page looks like order slash 123. And if I want to access the value of 123 and display order details of the order ID 123, we can make use of dynamic routes for this. So let us first declare this route. So I will have orders slash colon order ID. So this colon order ID will match anything after orders slash. So I will have order details here and I'll create that component and I'll import it here. So let's go ahead and see if it works fine. So if I click order slash 123, as you can see, it is going to order details. Now in the orders page, I'll add a few links here. I'll make it as a heading and I will have a fragment here. Class name will be orders. And as we have seen before, I will add a React router link. I'll import it. Link will be to 1. That will be order 1. I'll say 2. This will be order 2. And also I'll add some styles. Now if we check the page, we are seeing two orders. If I click on this, it is going to order details. Order 2 is also working. One thing missing here is we are not displaying which order it is. So let us go ahead and do that. So how do we get that URL parameter is? There is something called use params hook, which is exported from React Router DOM. So we can get order ID as params.order ID. So I'll display order details for the order ID. So as you can see, it is working fine. If I click on order 2, it is displaying order details for 2. If I click on 1, it is displaying 1. One thing to notice here is it is just not numbers. It will take any characters. So it will match the string here. If I give ABCD, it will give ABCD. So it's a responsibility inside this component to validate that it's a valid order ID and load details for those orders. Also note that this order ID has to match with this order ID. If I just give ID here, you won't receive the order ID here. You will have to change it to ID here as well. So this is working fine. Also, you can just destructure it and give it as ID and use ID here. So this is a simpler code which is working fine. Now let us say you have a page called order.returns and I have returns page. I'll just write a inline element here. I won't create a separate component for this. So what happens now? Will it match this ID or will it render this return page? Let's go ahead and see that. So if I click on orders and returns, as you can see, it is rendering the return component. It's not rendering the order details component. So React Router is intelligent enough to know which component to render. So it doesn't matter if you change the order also, it will still render the returns component. So that is how dynamic routes work in React Router. In the next video, let us see how we can access query or search parameters in React Router. Hope you are liking this series. If you are, please consider subscribing to the channel. See you in the next one.